That's my son, yeah.
No way.
St. Peter's?
Yeah, St. Peter's.
Okay, you know, your dad is making you come hang out with your guys.
Exactly what happened.
Embarrassing you.
No, he likes it. He's better than you and me. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ken Mitchell. I'm the Executive Director of the Staten Island Zoo. It's my privilege to welcome Mayor Adams here, and along with Borough President Vito Fasella and our Commissioner, our great Commissioner, Laurie Cumbo of Cultural Affairs. You know, the Staten Island Zoo, very generously was given approximately $15 million to our sensory of what we're going to do at the Children's Center. The Children's Center was built in 1968. So you think about it, like I'm probably the oldest person in the room next to Vito. So anyway, Ed Burke's there. Anyway, it's our pleasure. We're privileged and honored. We service approximately 180,000 visitors a year, 20,000 are school children, and the sensory center will be incorporated into that. And it's my privilege to be here today. And I think Maria has a gift for the mayor. We're going to give that now. You get zoo swag when you come here.
Is it under $50?
Way under $50. Way under $50. But you know, my mother always said, if you can't be brilliant, be brief. So I think it was Roosevelt who said that, but I'll give her credit. And it's my privilege to present you with Mayor Adams at the Staten Island Zoo.
Job well done. Good stuff. Good stuff. You know, just keep rocking and rolling. I think during the first week in office, we were out here in 2022. We had a snowstorm, and the schools were open, and it was just a pleasure working with Vito and his entire team throughout these 4 years. You're not going to find a better advocate for the people of Staten Island. And we cannot say enough for what you have done for a borough that was once called the Forgotten Borough. They were not forgotten under this administration. We spent a lot of time here in Staten Island from the previous garbage dump to the parks, to what Laurie has been doing. Commissioner Cumbo has been doing around the cultural locations. Commissioner Rodriguez, what you have been doing around the parks. Just a lot of time out here in Staten Island and leaving our mark. And so, Ken, thank you. This is the first time I've been in the zoo, now that I think about it. And I'm going to have a lot of time to visit zoos.
Groundhog Day.
You know that? A lot of time, just visiting the city I made great, So I'm looking forward to doing that. And we're excited to be out here because this is an important announcement. Parks are not just a place for flowers. It's a cross-pollination of culture and people. It's a great equalizer. It doesn't matter who you are and what status, what degree, what neighborhood you're from. When you come to the park, you have to understand that everyone is equal. It's a great pollinator of people, ideas, and culture. So public space is precious. It's something that we put a lot of time in. It's from the days of being a borough president, now as the mayor. New York is a 5-borough city. It's not just Manhattan-centered. Each borough is important because the people of the city are important. And under our administration, we have always made it clear that we had to catch up when it comes to Staten Island. For far too long, they were being denied, and we want to make sure we put the resources here. So today's announcement is just the latest example of this administration's 5-borough concept and mindset. And with the partnership of the borough president, my good friend Vito Fasella, we are proud to celebrate nearly $30 million in investments in several parks and recreation projects throughout the borough, invested from our best budget ever. And Laurie and Commissioner Rodriguez, they fought hard. They fought hard for it. This funding would upgrade Bloomingdale Park Playground, the Snug Harbor Cultural Center and Botanical Garden, and the Staten Island Zoo. expanding access to these public spaces and improving quality of life for all Staten Islanders. The reconstruction of the Bloomingdale Park playground will transform it into a vibrant and safe place for children and families. It will include new play equipment, a spray play area, fencing, security lights, and updated electrical and water utilities. Among the many developments to the Snug Harbor campus, our investment will modernize both the Staten Island Museum and Noble Marine Times collection, with lab classrooms for students and renovated air conditioning for visitors. And right here at Staten Island Zoo, the new funding will support the creation of an interactive education center, will provide children and visitors with an enrichment experience themed around sensory abilities and people and animals. I said it before and I'll say it again, our parks are public spaces that play a crucial role in the peacefulness of our neighborhoods. They offer a sea of greenery in the concrete jungle and an area to relax in a city that never sleeps. They keep our city vibrant, and they are where our quality of life can thrive, and that is priceless for New Yorkers. Whether it's our pools and what we've done around pool spaces, swimming instructions, and renovating pools, if it's our beaches or our parks, New York City has space for everyone. And because we have always said that public space is not a privilege, it is a right, we are giving New Yorkers the right that they deserve. The summer breeze may have faded, but we'll continue to tell New Yorkers we outside. Come outside, enjoy outside. I knew the tree lighting yesterday was a great festivity, and you're going to see tree lightings throughout the 5 boroughs. And so I want to turn it over to my friend Vito Fusello. Job well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. And let me just say this at the outset. I know we're here to make these announcements, but, you know, on any given day, especially in New York City, public service is almost like ultimate fighting, right? Because it's a steel cage match comes to mind very often. And since day one, actually almost 4 years ago, I was elected on the same day as Mayor Adams. And as he mentioned, one of his first days in office, we met over at Pier 60 to highlight his priorities about education and keeping kids. Kids were going to be a focus of the administration, and we were going to work together. And for the last 4 years, invariably, every time I picked up the phone to say Staten Island needs something, Mayor Adams was there for the people of Staten Island. I don't know if we're going to have another public announcement before the end of the year, but Mayor Adams, I'd like to thank you publicly for your service to the city. And we got Kenny Mitchell at Burke, Commissioner. Commissioner, thank you for always being available and accessible. We're also lucky to have a great Borough Parks Commissioner in Joe Holmesy. He's committed to make sure that this community remains the borough of parks. We want people to get access, not just to open space and passive recreation, but active recreation. We've been committed to doing that. We will continue to do so. Snug Harbor, actually, we were there yesterday to announce a number of initiatives and support for our cultural institutions. It is a gem, not just in Staten Island, but in New York City. People come from around the world, and we're committed to helping them. And of course, here at the Staten Island Zoo, we chose this room because we wanted to make sure everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. I will stop with there because Ed and Burke will go on forever. And I'm going to borrow Ed's joke. They're in school, but these kids from St. Peter's are not in school right now. I went to Farrell, but we love the guys at St. Peter's. Great school, generating a lot of young leaders throughout the Staten Island. So my father-in-law was an alum of St. Peter's about 100 years ago. God rest his soul. But the zoo has always been a beacon of allowing what this really should be all about. Giving the next generation the opportunity to appreciate, to enjoy, and to grow, to be curious, and to learn how to live and work together, and to have fun. And to have fun. Almost 200,000 people come in and out of this facility every year from around the world. It's great that they coordinate and have school trips. Kids learn. These kids should just be kids. And the folks here do a great job of connecting with that. And we want to just make sure that in Staten Island, New York City, but especially here in Staten Island, every child, no matter where they're from or who they are, whatever they may be, on Staten Island, they will get a great opportunity and great exposure and access to everything imaginable that we can give them. That's all we can do. And like I said, I want to thank the mayor because a few months ago, he called and said, we have a little extra money left over in our budget. We want to be helpful to normally, I don't want to get into the budget process, but typically when it's over, it's over. And it was over. And he called, he said, we have a little extra money left over. What are the priorities? And we agreed on these three: Snug Harbor, Bloomingdale Park, which we were there at the inception almost 30 years ago, and it's booming and continues to grow. And we need to provide access and more opportunities for the South Shore community and the zoo. And without hesitation, once again, Mayor Adams said, absolutely, and that's why we're here today. Thank you.
Come on, Commissioner, do your thing.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you so very much. And welcome, everyone, to the Borough of Parks, right? Talk about the wonderful Borough of Parks. And, of course, I have to say you can't have any more better leadership than we have right here in front of us here today. So I just wanted to say, again, Joe Holmesy, who is our Borough Commissioner, wonderful advocate here for Parks, and thank you so very much for acknowledging it. And I will have to say, before I say my speech, because it will be a little bit redundant, we have young people over here that are juniors and seniors at St. Peter's, and I'm sort of trying to recruit them to become lifeguards. Trying to recruit them to become lifeguards, so trying to do that. But good morning, everyone, and I'm so happy to be here to celebrate these amazing improvements coming right here to Staten Island, including those at Bloomingdale Park. So Bloomingdale Park is a gorgeous 138-acre green space in the Blue Belt. It features natural wetlands as well as active recreation space. Thanks to the $5.6 million investment, this park's playgrounds will be fully reconstructed and create a more vibrant and welcoming space for the community. An upcoming capital project will bring, of course, new play equipment, new spray showers. As we know, the climate, we need the spray showers, fencing, new plantings, and landscaping. We'll also be adding new safety lighting, which is exceedingly important, and improving drainage to prevent flooding in extreme weather conditions. We are so exceedingly grateful to Mayor Adams and the Borough President Fasella for funding these improvements in this borough and for their continued support to our parks and amazing green spaces. We expect to begin designing the new playground this coming spring after a community input process where members of the community can share their vision for the space. In addition, we are ready to start construction now on a separate capital project to renovate the park's basketball courts. Bloomingdale Park is an essential place for recreation for Staten Islanders. That is why we are so thrilled to bring these wonderful enhancements for the community. When we make these investments in our public spaces, we're doing more than just making and engaging places to be, but places to enjoy and to be fruitful with. We are also enhancing public safety, bringing communities together, and making our city more livable. From the start, this administration has prioritized improving park amenities in this borough, and that includes the this is necessary, the Mary Cali Recreation Center that'll be right here in this borough, which will be excited. We are excited to be opening it up next year, and this amazing North Park section of Fresh Hills Parks. This turned a section of a former landfill to a beautiful park now filled with wildlife. Under this amazing administration, we've completed $86 million in Staten Island in capital projects alone. So that goes to show you the investment that this administration has done in this marvelous and wonderful Staten Island. Once again, thanks, Mayor Adams, and thank you to the Borough President Fasella for the continued support. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good job. Good job. Good job. And it is so imperative that when we have these budget conversations, that we have someone that understands cultural institutions and what Commissioner Cumbo has done with baselining our allocations to our cultural institutions, her advocacy. It has just been truly amazing from her days as a city council person and now as the commissioner. We could not have had a better cheerleader for cultural institutions. I want to turn it over to the amazing, consistent, vocal supporter of cultural institution, Commissioner Cumbo.
Thank you. And if I could have my sisters in culture, please join me. We have the executive directors of the Noble Maritime, Snug Harbor, Historic Richmond Town, the Staten Island Museum. We are a dynamic group of dynamic cultural women leaders. And for diversity, we put in the great Kenny Mitchell is the executive director who we utilize for the diversity in this all-women crew of cultural leaders. We had to have a guy in there just to round it out, but that too. We do it all here. But I just want to thank our mayor, Eric Adams, for this incredible opportunity, this incredible administration. This administration is going to go down in history as the greatest cultural administration of all time. It is undisputable. We have increased in these 4 years the cultural budget by $75 million in expense funding for this city. We have baselined that budget by $45 million, and that increase has not happened since 2008. And Mayor Eric Adams wanted to make sure that all of this funding was going to be able to be realized in all 5 boroughs. In addition to that, we expanded the cultural institutions group by 5 institutions. This is the largest increase to the cultural institutions group since the 1970s. It includes the Noble Maritime right here in Staten Island, the Louis Armstrong House in Queens. It includes Pregones, that has a theater in Manhattan as well as the Bronx. In Brooklyn, it includes Brick Arts Media, which we are super proud of. And we wanted to make sure that all 5 boroughs were represented. And so that is the reason why we have done this extraordinary expansion, to make sure that this can be felt in all 5 boroughs. Mayor Eric Adams wanted to make sure that we don't just prioritize Manhattan. He wanted to make this a 5-borough city, truly. And in addition to that, we were able to expand the Cultural Arts Council right here in Staten Island by 15%, so that more artists would have an opportunity to be able to participate in the cultural vibrancy of New York City. But this is an incredible day, an incredible administration, and I just want to thank Vito Fasella, our borough president, for his incredible leadership, because this doesn't happen, all of these announcements, without partnership. And our borough president has been extraordinary. And I also want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for the work that you've been doing on Sandy Ground and making sure that on the southern shore of Staten Island, this prominent Black community is preserved, and the history of those incredible individuals that were here in Staten Island, that history is preserved. We have so much more to do, but we've come in an extraordinary way, and I'm so proud to recognize that we have done this through true partnership. And I thank all of my colleagues that are here, because we have really, really continued to thrive and to expand the visibility of Staten Island, because we know that cultural vibrancy is economic development for this borough. And the more we invest in art and culture, the greater Staten Island will be, the stronger it will be. And my son, who is 8 years old, comes here so often to the Staten Island Zoo. This is one of our favorite places. And I just want to conclude by really thanking the young men that are here today, because they are part of the Staten Island Zoo Club. There is a club. So I want to make sure that we shout them out. You got to know somebody, yeah. But I just want to add, for the young men that are here today, this press conference is really for you. It's really for the next generation, your students, your colleagues. We're hoping that in the next few years, you are standing at this podium and advocating for Staten Island on so many levels because you're witnessing and seeing history happen right here before your very eyes. And you certainly are going to be a part of taking that legacy to the next generation. So thank you all so very much. And I'm now going to turn it over to the greatest cultural mayor of all time, Mayor Eric Adams.
Thanks so much. Thank you. And you got to let me know if you want me to answer or my friend in the back. Yes, love this advance.
You mentioned you've been here on the island a few times during your administration. I don't know if this is going to be the last time, but looking back, what are you particularly most proud of?
I think that the development on the North Shore, the housing, we partnered with the councilwomen there. For many years, they have been trying to accomplish that, and we were able to get it done. And I think that what I'm really pleased about is just that what Vito and I have been able to accomplish. You're seeing partisan politics play out across not only the country, but the globe. And we both stated election is over. It's time now to deliver for the people. And we did that over and over and over again. And so that's an important chapter in this administration, our ability to reach out across the aisle, come together and just work for working class families. And we just two blue collar guys that want to help the working class people of this city, you know, and I'm really proud of that. Go ahead, Marsha. Actually, off topic.
Last night you signed 2 executive orders
Yes.
that are important to the Jewish community. I wonder if you could talk about them and the message you're trying to send.
You know, it's not important just to the Jewish community. I think that we fail to realize our connectivity. And when we talk about Israel, one of those EOs was dealing with BDS, the move to disinvest in Israel, to not have investments in our stock funds in Israeli companies. You know, I don't think people realize the innovation that's coming out of Israel, how it is helping the mother in Brownsville. The technology that Israel is creating is improving the life of a person who's dealing with an ailment in the Bronx. When you start stating, because of our political personalities, that we're not going to allow investment in places that are creating advancements in science and quality of life, and it's going to impact us on the ground, we have to stop believing that we are on an island. No, we are connected. And so I believe that we need to stop this thought process that we're not going to, number one, invest in, have Israeli in our bonds, making those investments, which are doing well, and it's helping pension funds. I have a pension, and I want the best investment, and politics should not get in the way of that. And I don't believe we should do anything that's going to stop the development of technology in Israeli companies. And so that's why I signed the executive order dealing with BDS and the investment in our stock markets. But also I signed an executive order of protests in front of houses of worship. It's unimaginable to me that we've reached a level of disrespect that when I go to find some spirituality and walk into a church, a synagogue, a mosque, a Buddhist temple, that someone is out in front of that place yelling at me, screaming at me, calling me names, making me fearful of should I go. I don't want folks to live in this city and have to pause could they wear their hijab or not. or calculate their steps to the synagogue when they have to take off their yarmulke or their Star of David. This is not the city that we're in. Houses of worship, they're sacred places, and we should treat it with the respect that it deserves. What happened a few weeks ago was despicable, and it should not happen. I don't want, if someone is walking into St. Patrick Cathedral to go to pray, to deal with stress of life, someone should not be standing outside saying anti-Catholic comments. It should not happen anywhere in the city, and that's why I signed those executive orders. Now, if the incoming administration wants to reverse them, that is on their watch. But on my watch, houses of worship are sacred locations.
Can I just ask you a question? Why do you think we got to this point where people feel it's okay to go to a synagogue or a church or a mosque and disrespect those who want to go in and pray?
You know, I'm gonna have a whole lot to say when I'm out of office, you know, but I don't know who we're raising nowadays. Just common decency. We have turned into a mean place where I have to yell you down. I can't disagree with you based on comments. I have to be disrespectful. We've never had a city where people stood in front of houses of worship and did those mean things. Standing in front of a synagogue calling for globalized intifada, that means kill Jews everywhere. And if we're not all saying that's wrong, is it going to be all right if someone stands in front of St. Patrick Cathedral and say kill the Catholics everywhere? Or stand in front of St. Paul's Church and say kill Christians everywhere? This is just wrong. And leadership demands that we stand up and call it out for what it is. It's wrong. It's mean, it's wrong, and when you do it like that, you're doing it to hurt people in a real way. The politics of the Middle East has nothing to do with a family that's going inside their house of worship. Plain and simple.
Mayor, I want to ask you about the BDS executive order. You mentioned the incoming administration, they can do what they want to do. You could have done this 4 years ago. So why now? Did it have anything to do with what the mayor-elect has said about this? He's on the other side of this issue.
Okay, first thing I'm going to do is point to my staffer who's going to determine who I'm going to call next. Okay? Go ahead. Who am I calling next? Yes.
I'm curious, did you and the mayor-elect discuss anti-Semitism at all in your meeting on Monday? And I also wondering why didn't you make it more public, and why didn't you appear with him afterwards? Was there any thought behind that?
Our conversation was a private conversation. If he wants to talk about it, he can feel free to do so. That is up to him. When we sat down, everyone that knows me know that I believe private conversations are private conversations. And this is his time, I'm not trying to overshadow him. I'm just finishing up my last 20-something days. I got a lot of work to do, a lot of things I want to do on these 20-something days. And I'm trying to get out the way. I'm just, do your thing. Lay out your transition, put your vision in front of you, and I'm not trying to get in the way of that. I want the mayor to succeed, but I'm not going to disappear because I love the city and I'm going to continue to fight for the city. And so when someone says, why didn't you do the BDS before? We did the IRA definition before. We opened the Office to Combat Anti-Semitism before. We've done things around Asian violence. We've did hidden voices in school. We're going to continue to do things as it escalated. When I saw what happened in front of the synagogue, I called the first deputy mayor and said that's unacceptable. So as in the next 28 days, I'm going to do the same things I did in the last 3-something years. When something come up that I believe needs to be responded to immediately, I'm going to respond to it immediately. That is how I operate.
NJ.
Yes,
NJ, how are you?
Well, thank you. I'd like to hear your responses. I think your answer is really important. Recently, you added 5,000 police officers to the budget.
Yes.
You signed the 2 executive orders last night.
Yes.
What would you say to people who are going to suggest you're trying to sandbag the incoming mayor?
I'm the mayor. I said that the first day I was elected, and I said it periodically. And the mayor is not about abandoning your obligation or responsibility just because there's someone incoming. I have a job to finish. I have not landed the plane on the aircraft carrier and said, job mission accomplished. I have more stuff to do. We got more stuff to do. You know, there's a host of other things that we're going to churn out. I said this before. We're going to continue to churn them out. Now, at the end of the administration, based on the powers that are vested in the incoming mayor, he can make a determination what he wants to do with it. Just as Bill de Blasio. Bill de Blasio put in place many things that I had to make a determination to continue or not to continue. Based on them. I had to find the funding for pre-K. I had to find the funding for the Summer Rising program. I had to find the funding for a host of things that were put in place. And if you do an analysis of the people who sit on boards, like the Campaign Finance Board, those are not my people. I have one appointment. The decisions are being made on me are based on previous mayors' appointments, not my appointments. And many of my boards that I have overlapping appointments. So I have been really under the previous administration. That's the business that we're in. That's what the charter has laid out. I follow the rules of the charter, and the rules of the charter states, Eric, you're the mayor until December 31st. Go ahead.
Just to kind of follow up on that, with
Yes.
a thing like BDS, though,
Yes.
are you thinking at all about some of the, given how sharply in contrast you were with the mayor-elect, you know, during the campaign season on a lot of these issues, are you thinking about making some of these decisions because you know he's on the other side of them?
No, I'm thinking about what the need is, as I've always done. What's the need? The need is to say, hey, guys, let's look at who received the largest number of Nobel Peace Prizes globally, Israel. Hey, guys, who did I partner with as borough president and mayor to bring Israeli companies here because of the innovations based on my several trips there? Israel. Who's benefited from Israel development and technologies, successes, and advancements? Communities throughout New York City. So I'm making a smart decision, not an emotional decision. You take investment out of Israel, you don't have the technologies that are going to help our grandmothers, our grandfathers, our children. And it was very interesting. People sit down at computers and types on computers using the apps that are developed in Israel to say BDS and boycott Israel. Then why you boycott their products then? I mean, you're using the products, but you want to boycott them. I'm astute enough to know that we must do what's best for the city and best for the country, and Israel is our best partner in that region. And the same people who state destroy Israel, state destroy America. Same people. So who's your friend? My friend is not with Hamas. Hamas wants to destroy America. My friend is not with Hezbollah. Hezbollah wants to destroy America. My friend is not with ISIS. ISIS wants to destroy America. So am I missing something here? The person who's saying they want to support us, we want to denounce, and the person who says they want to destroy us, we want to lift them up. This just doesn't make sense. This is about who's your friend. Israel is a friend of America in New York City. Okay, I got to bounce.